To be fair, like if someone's really bad on the chat, I just press the little info button.
Yeah.
You just see the chips in play and all that sort of stuff. Just because I don't want to be reading chat, it does my head in.
No, I can't hear it on here. He's put, I'll be quiet now, the wifey no likey.
That's it, he's had a bollock enough, Nicky.
That's my mum.
Hello, Claire.
Dave Stones has just said that the stream's down.
Ooh.
Let me have a look.
I don't know if you guys got that Dave Stone said that the stream's down.
I heard it.
Yeah. I'm wondering whether the issues I was having the other day are just issues with YouTube.
Yeah, it looks like it's frozen. Let's have a look. It should be alright. I'm dropping 5%, which is within norm.
Well, the link that I'm watching is fine, but I don't know whether that's connected in any way.
Yeah, this is the issue I had on Friday.
It seems to be working okay my end.
Fine.
It's playing back on YouTube okay.
Yeah. It must be a YouTube issue.
Is any of you connected to YouTube to watch it?
Yeah, I've had it loaded up.
And it's okay on yours?
No, it's gone down on mine.
Oh, right, okay.
There's a chat, for some reason chat's disabled though.
You what, sorry, Joey?
Chat is disabled for this live stream is what I'm getting.
I think Bobby's crept up to chip leader now.
And he's involved in this hand.
Yep.
Okay, uses something.
I love this. I've had 3 different people, including Dave, message and say that the stream's down.
So it must be down then.
Yeah. I like that. It's one thing I love about LPPL. People will just message you and try and help and stuff like that. Oh. Stream is back live.
Oh, great.
Very good.
Is it still dropping for you, Chucky, or?
No, it's all drop frames at minute 0, everything's green. So the waiting time 25 minutes.
It's a very cute voice.
Who takes it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be down in a minute.
Not keeping where he's saying. Not lose it.
Good call, Lucy.
These little rockets then, are these things that you were talking about the other day that you can throw at people?
Yes. Yes, you use those little diamonds, whatever, however many diamonds you've got, and you can spend them to throw stuff at people, including...
There's another feature you don't get playing on your phone.
I don't really miss it, I have it turned off.
I got loads of those diamonds. I've never messed with them. I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, like you see the little rocket, if you press that, there's like other different things that you can do, like including...
it's all gimmick rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah. When I'm playing, I'm there to play poker.
I'm with you. Absolutely
Not to
with you.
fire a rocket at someone or throw something at them, to be fair.
No, I was playing a deep stack on stars this afternoon, and I had this guy on my table that was throwing all sorts, rockets, stars, cards, money. He was a real pain in the ass.
I think that's it. It's just another form of trying to tilt people, isn't it?
Yeah, he
It
was
only
sort of
works.
succeeded with me.
It only worked if you have the feature turned on.
Yeah,
Like if you turn the feature off, nothing to tilt about because you don't see someone firing a rocket up your back.
oh, you can actually turn it off so that even though they're firing them, you don't see them, can you?
Yeah, you can turn it off so you don't see it.
Oh, well, I'll have to look into my settings when I'm next on stars.
Yeah, just let me know, Terry, and I'll find the setting and send it to you.
Okay, cheers, Dwayne.
I worked it out and turned it off myself. Like I've got it turned off on Party Poker as well because the last thing I want to do is any of that rubbish.
I haven't seen much of it or any of it actually. I can't remember in the LPPL games. Maybe I've just disabled it and haven't even realised I've done it.
Yeah, maybe.
You look after it.
It's too tiny. It's too tiny.
So we haven't lost any players yet.
I don't think as I said earlier, I'd be very surprised to lose one before the first break.
Victor's is now the short stack with 70k.
We're not surprised by that, the way he plays online. I know he's a good player, but he's a little bit of a maverick, too maverick-like for my liking.
Just looking on the list, and Graham Ward has 98k. I'm guessing at these blind levels, Graz got 98k. He's not played a hand.
That's probably right.
He's probably just folded. He'll just fold.
But then there's no need to. There really
No, you
is.
don't. You do not need to go crazy. I mean, I've played a few hands, and I'm 675 chips. So it's nothing, is it?
No, there's nothing at all. Sean Snell is now the Sean Snell.
Yeah, he just lost a big pot with Brandon Stannard on one of our feature tables.
Yeah, and as you're saying now, Terry, he's still sat there with 172 big blinds, so he's got more than enough time to keep going.
Exactly. That just endorses the point I'm trying to make earlier on, really. And you know this, Chuck, yourself. You played a lot of deep stack, long clock books, the same as me, and you know that there's no need to panic for a long, long time.
No, that's right.
I think the better players will adjust to losing a third of the stack at this stage, because they'll be like, I don't need to chase it. I don't need to chase it.
That's the thing, is getting yourself in the right frame of mind, not to start worrying and thinking, right, I got to get involved in more hands now to try and catch some of it back. Because you don't. As long as you're selective with the hands that you play, and you play them in the right way to build your stack and build the pot, you'll soon get it back.
Yeah. You just have to not do anything silly.
That's exactly it.
It's like they say with gambling, innit? You never chase your losses. Just wait. As long as you're smart, you'll.
And I think it gets forgotten as well how important position is. It's so important.
Yeah.
Playing marginal hands out of position in a tournament like this is a recipe for disaster. But people will.
You say that, and I've just done it. There was a min raise. There's a min raise under the gun, and I've called the min raise from the cut off with ace 2 suited.
All right, okay.
So it is marginal, but I do have position.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. That if you'd have made that call out of position, it would have been a bit of a donkey play.
Well, I turned the nut flush, and
Well
there's now 4 hearts on board. So I'm hoping that someone's got the king of hearts. And I should maybe I'm hoping to pick up a nice pot. At the minute, there's 7,000 chips in the pot.
It doesn't matter how big the pot is, as long as you're winning it. Better to win a small one than lose a big one.
Well, I could potentially
win a big one.
I folded. So I should be appearing up on that little list soon, around about 7th place.
Oh yeah, it's literally just updated then.
There you go. Well, Pete Berry's up into 3rd place. I hope he's You know, he's being sensible because Pete gets a bit loose at times. But he has got a decent game inside him. He's just a bit of a gambler.
Another big pot on our one of our feature tables.
Yeah, I've seen that. Trip Kings, yeah. Joe's been fairly quiet, and he's usually quite an aggressive player. It's easy to forget that he's on this table.
So, Holly, how do you think Drew would have done in this tournament so far?
Out.
He would have been out at
Out.
2 minutes past
2 minutes past 7.
Oh my God! Giving Drew 100,000 chips is like sending a 7-year-old to the sweet shop.
No, I think as Terry was saying at the beginning, his style of play is quite similar to Victor. Like Drew will either go big or go home. He's either out early or he goes right through to the final table.
Yeah.
It's not very often that you find Drew kind of finishing in a middle place.
I bet it's just as rare to see him finishing on the final table.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a running joke within our there's a running joke in our league where he's almost always the first player out in our pub games. So that says a lot, really.
I was gonna say, I bet he's got more first than anyone else in LPPL, and that being first out.
I tell you, well, it is frustrating because he's got a game. He's a good player. He understands the game really well.
Yeah, I think you've got to adjust to your table
and adjust to the structure of the game.
Yeah.
Also, one of his big problems is he gets bored.
Yeah,
he's quite good at getting the chips and playing aggressively to get the stack, but then once he's got it, he just spunks it all off because he loses concentration, he loses interest.
He does what?
Have you not heard that expression before?
I might have.
You're just trying to make me say it again, you dirty man.
No, Holly, you know me better than that.
No, I agree with Holly. I think that's what you're up to. Trying to get her to say that word.
Holly knows me better than that. Holly knows me much better.
What do I write?
That killed the conversation, didn't it?
Tonight, wasn't
it? I was thinking, we talked about the first outs. I input a lot of the scores for the LPPL from the online stuff, so I see a lot of the results on a daily basis. And I don't know if he's made the gold final. I'd be very surprised. He plays a lot of games, but he don't have to go out early an awful lot. It's Marshall Ray from Scotland. I think he's got the same mentality. He's either go big or go out. And he goes out very early an awful lot. And yet, I know he's got a game.
That my dad creeped up to 11.
Your dad's on that. Oh, yeah, there he is. Top here, yeah.
I just looked up and saw that I had 20 seconds left on my time bank. I wasn't paying attention, just sat there thinking about calling a min raise.
I never take any interest in my time bank at all. And I think, when we're using the time bank, I think deep down, most of us know what we're going to do when we get there. And I always think, when people go into the time bank, more often than not, they're folding.
Yeah.
I don't say always because there are exceptions, but I think when you've decided to call, you do that fairly quickly. And you use the time bank because you're trying to persuade yourself to call when really deep down you know it's a fold.
I will use my time bank when I've looked at the action and I want to call, but it's a big pot and it's not the best board, but I think they're bluffing, and I just want to run over the hand again in my head, previous hands I've played with the player, and just make sure I actually sit and think and make sure that my reasoning for calling is right, rather than just going, yeah, I'm just going to call without thinking.
Yeah, the point
I
I'm
think the
making,
bluffing I'm calling, I want to make sure that I'm thinking about it correctly.
but
and
you've
that-
probably computed most of that whilst you're playing the hand anyway, Dwan. You're just probably just reinforcing your own thinking.
Yeah,
Well, unless I'm being really thick, having the time bank is another feature that you don't get when playing on your phone.
Yes, you do.
we do.
Well, then I'm being really thick.
Yeah, you still get the time bank feature.
Probably not as probably just don't see it as overtly on the phone.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look for that then, because I've been not using it.
You don't have to
Yeah.
use it, it's automatic.
It's automatic. Yeah, as soon as like your 20 seconds or something time that you get, or 30-second time to act runs out, it automatically uses your time bank.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of course, once you've
To be
exhausted
fair,
your
I'm
time.
quite an impulsive player anyway, so.
Terry, we've just had a message in the chat for you from Martin Colmer, who says
Yes.
Terry knows all about spunking off chips.
Well, thank you, Martin. That's very nice. Yeah, usually to a raggy ace. You'll know what I'm talking about.
At least he does. At least he didn't say spunking on chips.
Well,
Well,
I wouldn't have read that comment out, to be honest with you. I think that would have been a little bit inappropriate for this stream.
And I might have some kinks, but they don't go to that extreme.
I'm glad you
Don't worry, I just
clarified
got told off by my dad for saying
Well, quite right, Kevin. You tell her.
that.
Just blame Terry.
I've got middle names
Terry
and
made me do
everything.
it.
Teddy made me do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big boy made me do it.
So I'm looking down the leaderboard now. Nigel Ward, is it?
Nigel Waldron.
Oh, Nigel Waldron.
Yeah.
Oh, Tin Man.
Yes.
Tin Man.
Tin Man, yeah, I think Tin Man was
Yeah.
the winner last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, Tin Man.
He was, yeah.
He won the last one. Yeah.
So who else do we still have from who made Vegas last time? Did David Meehan make Vegas last time?
Yes, he did.
And we had is it Nigel Peach?
Yes, Nigel
Yeah,
Peach.
it was the two Nigels.
Nigel
wasn't it?
Peach is still in as well.
And Rob was fourth, but he won a Malta trip, winning the bronze final on Friday night. So that makes up for his fourth place in the gold last month, I think. Has anybody gone from bronze to gold this time?
I don't think so.
Right, who were the three in the bronze on Friday? It was Rob Davis.
It would need to have been either Sean Heron or Mandy Coulthard.
Okay. No, I
Yeah.
don't think it was. I think both of those were already in the silver final.
It was Carl Balding, who's Northwest.
Yes. So that's in the 2 months that we've been running these online leagues. Nobody has managed to get through from the bronze into the gold yet.
It's a tough ask, though.
Oh, isn't it just? Isn't it just?
I tell you what, I'd be impressed with if someone from last night manages to make the final three of this as well.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
As long as it's me. As long as it's me.
Well, I noticed Johnny Nixon has disappeared off that first page of leaders.
Yeah, he's probably pissed.
No, I think he's sober today.
He's got 90
Oh,
there he is.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's just got
Stones,
pissed on it. He's just pissing away his chips.
Well, where did David Meegan's ships go? We just must have missed something.
Oh, who's he giving a lot to?
Look,
Brandon, by
was
the
that
look of
Stuart?
it.
No, Brandon got his from Sean Snell.
Maybe Bob Law or
No, Bob has had that. Maybe Dan Marshall.
Stuart Challington.
I think maybe Stuart Challerton, yeah.
Stuart Challington had about 70k at one point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So that switched around then.
Oh, we've just had someone, Matthew Smith, jump right up into first.
Okay, another Southwest player.
Someone's out. John Coy
Yeah.
is out.
John Coy. Wow.
Oh, right.
That must have been a cooler.
That's got to have been a cooler.
So Dad's just said that Matthew Smith is on his table and he's just basically a straight to a set. He got the big chip lead there.
Okay. Yeah, no, Matthew Smith has never played a live LPPL game. And he's just qualified for the Southwest Interleague team. So if he is listening to the stream, and get in touch with me, please, Matthew. I'd like to have a chat with you about the Interleague.
Oh, I'm in potentially a big pot. I flopped a set and turned a full house against the player on the table who folded. He always thinks I'm bluffing and then doesn't call me when I've got it. Typical. I probably shouldn't have bet the turn. I should have just checked and let him think I was bluffing.
Oh, I missed it, Mark. Tried to bring it up. I'm too slow.
Are you playing yourself, Dave?
Say that again?
Chuck, are you playing as well?
No, not tonight. I played the bronze on Friday. Stone Cold Bubble, that one.
Once you played the bronze, I was interested in that. Yeah, but you were in you got down to the last two tables, didn't you? There was no poker in the last hour, was there?
No, it's just 5 big blinds for everybody. So you've got it or you haven't. You get the lucky, you get the time it right.
I attempted to stream the bronze final, but saw that happened, how that went. I'm so glad that I wasn't playing Friday night while trying to stream that.
No, it was quite fun.
It was really frustrating trying to watch it, wasn't it? That word just kept kicking in every 5 or 6 seconds.
It was frustrating trying to stream it as well. Like, I spent a few hours yesterday trying to get the stream working, and I just kept getting the same issues.
Right.
And I was like, it got to like about 6 o'clock, and I was like, I can't stream.
Well, no, if you can't, you can't. It's good that we've got a stream for tonight, though. The gold final should be.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chucky. Like,
yeah, it's no problem.
Friday, he went, I can't do tomorrow, but I can do gold final Sunday if needed. So.
Yeah, thank you, Chucky.
So I have all the software, all the gear set up to go. I just don't get to do it very often. So it's nice to actually have a bit of a play, get it up and running.
Yeah,
I'm an absolute technophobe. This all goes over my head. I think if you're over 50 years, it's a struggle. As are most things. What were you chucking?
You're not over 50, are you?
I'm well over 50.
No, you don't look it.
I know that.
Why are you shaking your head?
I've just had a message about from John, about his bust out hand.
Yeah.
So he bet all the way with ace king with 2 aces on board, and Matthew Smith rivered a straight against him, calling all the way down on a gut shot and got there.
What did you have? 10 jack?
I don't know. I didn't see the board. That's just the information I've been given, is that he bet all the way, got called all the way down for a gut shot, and got there.
Wow. Like I said, I don't know him. He's joined the LPPL during this lockdown. He plays, I think he lives in Exeter. And he finished second on our leaderboard. Played a lot of games. But I haven't got a clue how he plays poker. Well, I just say that. I take lucky over good at the moment, I think. Well,
Yeah,
Maxwell got done on the river there.
Papto got done on the river.
Yeah. FFS really. He's not happy with Sean Heron.
What a shame.
Oh, we mustn't pick on Paxo.
Oh,
Well,
God.
I suppose we have to really, because the Bennett's not playing tonight, is he?
He deserves it, just Paxo. Because we
Yeah.
asked him to do some commentary, and he doesn't have a microphone, and he doesn't actually have a mobile phone, apparently.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I think I remember that. He doesn't have
That-
a mobile phone.
Surely that's illegal in this day and age to not own a mobile phone.
He's bringing out his inner chat box warrior by the looks of it.
You what, sorry, Chucky?
So he's bringing out his chat box warrior by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little bit of something going on the chat box here between Sean and Paxo.
And Joseph, yeah, had his 2 overs, chased them down. He was happy. Paxo, not so.
Bad. Oh well.
Pay your money, take your chance.
No point
Oh,
in mentioning.
don't. That's like one of the most annoying things I can hear. I hate that vibe.
Well, there's been a raise from Bobby and a re-raise from Joe Gaynard here, and Bobby's made the call. But Bobby's checked. I think Joe must be pretty strong here, and he's going to fire again. Has to. Oh, Bobby's made the call.
That board definitely hits Bobby's board more than it does Joe's.
It does, yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That's quite a substantial bet there from Bobby.
All in.
Wow.
I think there's a
Oh,
second
he
call.
got him. Bobby was
Oh!
bluffing.
I'd love to see. I'm sure Joe must have had aces or kings there, you know. But I'd love to know what Bobby had. That's that much into the pot on the turn. Wow.
Thing is, he's probably playing his image there, wasn't he? Because it is very much in his range. I think I'll be
Absolutely,
in Joe's,
right.
even if I aces or kings there, I'm probably passing to that big bet because that is definitely all over his range.
So, Bobby, especially early in
Yeah,
the tournament.
definitely.
Later on, he does tighten up, but early in the tournament, he does. He does have a fairly wide range, let's say. And that's catapulted Joe to second on the leaderboard.
So we can find out what Joe had.
I'd love to know what he had. Yeah. He's probably following the stream. He might put something in the chat box.
8-9 of clubs. That's what I'm calling. I think he had the nut.
But Joe,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm judging by the betting tree. I think he was up amongst the big stuff.
No, he just he had ace. Was pretty sure he had none of it in his range, but thought I could get paid by king. He obviously doesn't play Bobby very often then.
No, he did have aces, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was pretty sure. I said aces on kings. It had to be just by the pre-flop betting. I'm pretty sure he doesn't 3-bet Bobby with 8-9 of clubs pre-flop.
It's a hand that I think a lot of people will put in their range to 3-bet. Especially this deep, you can get away with 3-betting hands like 8-9 of clubs. Not every time, but
No, you might. Well, when you do, and you get instantly snapped off, as in that case, then you start to worry.
yeah, I think you can get away with it.
Oh, you can, yeah. You can just, the stack is deep enough that you can just muff without anybody knowing.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty red board. Lucy plodding along nicely.
I was just about to say that.
Sorry, Holly. I thought you were too busy
All right.
whispering with your father.
No, he's in the zone.
Oh, I thought I could hear whispering.
Nope. We're all sat on separate devices, not talking to each other, being very sociable.
Very good.
We've had our Easter Sunday today, you see.
Oh, right, okay. So did you Had turkey.
No, we had beef
Oh, very nice.
and an Easter egg hunt, even though I'm 31, my brother's nearly 30 and his girlfriend's 29.
Did you manage to get most of them?
I got my fair share.
That's all about. We all know that. some might say more. Some might say more than your fair share. You were at the back of the queue.
Terry.
I'm not about Easter eggs.
Lower in that tone again.
What are you talking about? We're talking Easter eggs, surely. Oh, so we're just going into a break.
Oh, there's a nice big pot brewing on my table. I don't know if
Is there?
I've got my table on.
Oh, where's it gone?
Get this table loaded up. Oh, never mind. Mandy folded.
Slow,
Both
slow again.
times, just as
25k.
got it.
Yeah, there was a 25k pot. So
Oh, there we go. Well, I'm gonna just go and check on my casserole.
I'm off to go get it.
Just,
Yep.
I might get myself a drink now while I'm at it. Speak to you all
See you
shortly.
guys in a few minutes.
I'm going to grab a drink as well, guys. I'll be back in a sec.